Hi, and welcome to another edition of Friday Night Football presented by the Allstate Sugar Bowl. I'm Richie Mills, joined alongside by America's coach, JT Curtis. But, Coach, it's been a rough week here at WGNO. Of course, the passing of Ed Daniels last Friday, and then, of course, sports producer Mark Dean today. But one thing Mark and I talked about hours after we learned of Ed's passing was the importance of making this show a tribute to Ed. And, of course, we will honor Ed Daniels in the next 30 minutes. And the work of Mark Dean.
Well, I think this, Richie, I want to assure the public that we're going to produce and we're going to provide the absolute best show that we can. We owe it to the athletes in 2024 to give them the same memories that we have provided for 33 years for those in the past. And the commitment for the administration here at WGNO, Richie, his staff, myself, we're going to do everything humanly possible to do the very best that we can and to bring you the quality program that we have provided in the past. So hang on, we're getting ready to roll, and it's going to be a great season, 2024 Friday Night Football.
And typically this is our scrimmage show. We highlight some of the up-and-coming athletes and teams this year, but tonight the only person we highlight is WGNO Sports Director Ed Daniels, and a lot of entities out there are doing that as well. The Kenner City Council one step closer to making Ed Daniels Field at Muss Bertolino Stadium a reality. The council expected to make the field dedication official at their meeting on Thursday, September 5th. In the meantime, the lights shine bright at Bertolino with Ed Daniels on the video board to honor his commitment to high school athletics. Several high school football stadiums had their lights on tonight for Ed as well. Over at Shaw, the Eagles are renaming their jamboree the Ed Daniels Classic. The preseason event features matchups between Brother Martin, John Ehret, followed by St. Aug and the Shaw Eagles. Head coach Hank Tierney calls it a small way to honor a prep sports icon. Tierney and offensive assistant Frank Galello have known Ed for a very long time.
First and foremost, he was a great friend. He really cared about the kids. He cared about prep football. And he always tried to do what he could do to help kids in whatever way he could. You know, if they were not being recruited, he would give them a lot of extra exposure. Tajay Spears called me 2 days ago, the day after the news broke, and said, "Coach, what happened?" He said, "Man, that man helped me so much during my recruiting. Man, he just was a great man." And that's how, when I think about him, I think about how much he did for so many people. You know, I remember one time JT beat us when I was at West Jefferson about 100-0. It was bad. And he kept calling me, "Man, you all right? You all right?" So he cared about you in every facet. And, you know, he will always be synonymous with high school football and making it what it is today, and he will never, ever be replaced or forgotten.
Championship year at East Jefferson, he was, you know, obviously that was big news because, you know, it was like climbing Everest. And just when he would come around, and then when I was able to become the head coach a few years later, he would, I mean, he walked in the door and wanted to do an interview with me, and I was like, I don't deserve any of this yet. But I was happy that he came, and he made me feel better about it. And I said, all right, it's time to get to work. I mean, if Ed Daniels is in your office, you must be kind of important. So, I mean, to say one specific thing, I mean, I think every time he came around, you smiled. You know, you left happy. When he left, you felt better about it. Just kind of the way he was.
Over at Franklinton, the Demons are honoring Ed and his many years of service by painting his name and the Friday Night Football initials on the 50-yard line where their logo would normally be. The idea from head coach Nick Saltaformaggio, also a longtime friend of Ed's. He was the head coach of that East Jeff State Championship run that Coach Alello just mentioned.
When we were at EJ and we were playing in the state championship game, we had the early practice, 7 a.m. So we got our kids to East Jefferson at 5:30, and we get off the bus at the Superdome for 6:15. Who's the first person I run into? Ed Daniels, not Superdome security. And he was there just, hey, you know, East Jefferson, I told Rob and his wife, you know, I want to go see him practice. This is kind of historical. And you know, those were high points, but even low points for me, you know, when I was dismissed at Holy Cross. Who was the very first phone call I got? Ed Daniels telling me, you know, the sun's going to come up, things are going to work out for you. And that's what I remember about him. I could go on and on about the football part of it, But what I miss is and I'm going to miss those calls that I would get just because we were buddies, you know. And I think the world is a little bit less a place right now, especially in the world we live in of high school athletics in New Orleans, and because he was a phenomenal New Orleanian.
And then, of course, about 50 schools around the New Orleans metro area have committed to wearing these helmet decals in the next couple of weeks in support of WGNO Sports Director Ed Daniels. I apologize. But here are the decals right here on the helmet. You see plenty of teams throughout the area wearing these. Coach, several great gestures for a great man.
Well, it really was, and I think it's a deserving honor, and I think it'll put into focus the kids this year. You know, these 14, 15-year-old kids, this is going to be their first experience with Friday Night Football, and I want them to know that who brought this to the table and who made it what it is today was Ed Daniels. And I'm sure we'll get questions down the road. Who is Ed? And we need to have the answer for him. And I thank Joe for providing those decals. I think it's a great tribute to him. And as I said, we're excited about bringing this program to the metropolitan area and look forward to honoring those athletes that so deserve it this year.
And of course, Coach, when you were far away from home and your private helicopter just couldn't make it to the station in enough time, Ed would call on other coaches to fill in. That happened one time in particular, October 14th, 2022. Newman head coach Nelson Stewart answered the call for a friend and mentor.
He's someone I think that just really loved high school football, really loved, high school coaches. I think we developed a really, close, good friendship. Some of my favorite moments, I was able to host Friday Night Football with him, and just the sheer energy and how fast you had to get the information out. And as he picked up the phone, and Coach Curtis is going 95 miles an hour in from Acadiana to get to the first segment. There's so many moving parts, but that camera hit, and he was just cool as could be. And he just was selfless, incredibly caring. There's so many opportunities that you can talk about, little things that, when the last big storm hit, the first thing he did was call me and said he had a condominium in Florida if my wife needed a place to stay. And because he had a place, he knew we might be out there. And I loved him. I loved him like a mentor, like a friend. I think he's irreplaceable. A great thing he said, I'll always remember, years ago, the first time ESPN came and we were here. And he said it subtly. He said, just remember, ESPN will be here tonight, but we'll always be here no matter what. And that's how he was. He just always wanted to cover high school sports, highlighted all of our student athletes, and, not just the 5 stars of the D1 guys, but really the unheralded ones. And there's no reporter, there's no person I've ever dealt with in my career, and I've been here 26 years. And also, hey, as a student 13, that I can think of that I respect more than I did Ed Daniels.
And of course, Coach, I was there in Acadiana with you that night. I marveled at how fast that game went with 2 veer offenses going back and forth. You were done by 8:45.
We were rolling pretty good, I'm going to tell you that. We're eating that clock up. That was a heck of a memory. And, this show has created so many memories through the years for so many people and so many athletes. And again, like I said, we're going to continue to push forward with that.
Absolutely. Ed has always enjoyed covering some of the top football programs in the area for years. That's been Edna Karr. Head coach Bryce Brown spoke with Mark Dean after their scrimmage Thursday night.
I think what Ed Daniels has done for Edna Karr football in this era has been second to none. Putting the kids on the forefront to let people see them play and hear their stories and stuff like that. Just seeing him on the track at Berman Stadium and just greeting him before the game and just talking about some good games that was happening probably the day before, the next day, that's going to be missed. I think, the friendship part, I know what he means to Friday Night Football and the ABC 26 and to high school sports, but just the friendship and the partnership that he showed between the media and high school sports and players and showcasing their talent, the scholar athletes, stuff like that, all that kind of stuff meant so much to him, and he put that energy into it.